the people on the far side of the formation when I went in looked like ants. It was not a flat field. You couldn't see the whole formation from anywhere apart from the air. And I'm an ex-architect.
Well,
I've done engineering work.
Can I ask you?
I do not believe it could be laid out.
Michael, if John Lundberg and his crew came up to you and said, "Will you watch us do a demonstration at night?" would you accept their offer?
No.
You see, so...
Well, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You won't look at the evidence.
Wait a minute. Michael, hold it. Michael, hold on. Why not? Why would you not accept an offer of...
Look, I tell you, they would ask me to watch personally. I have been asked to watch personally on many occasions, and I've not done it.
Why not?
I've taken the results of the event and studied them after the event, but I will not grace them with my presence because I think they are deceivers. I mean, I saw this famous one that so moved Simeon at Cheryl, the 11-fold, and it's junk. It's a piece of design.
Circular magazine called it one of the great circles of all time.
Who
and I know local
which magazine?
The Circular magazine from the Center for Crop Circle Studies.
Magazine,
and I know people that live near your area who told me as soon as they saw it, they knew it had been made by aliens because they could feel the energy coming off. I will not reveal this person's name. This person said as soon as they saw it, they knew it had been made by aliens. They could feel the energy coming from it, and I do believe it generated energy. Maybe it wasn't made by aliens, but the circle is real.
As a good friend of mine would say, well, all righty now. We have Dr. Simeon Hein, my guest tonight. And on a whim, Michael Glickman from Great Britain. I don't know if everybody's made it through the break. Let's quickly find out. Michael, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, very good. And I trust that you, Dr. Hein, remain.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I have a question for both of you. For you, Dr. Hein, Michael Glickman made, I think, an interesting charge when he asked or even stated that you had been seduced. That was the word he used, by the circle makers in Great Britain. Now, examine that possibility. Could he be right? Could you have been seduced?
I don't think so. Look, I'm a scientist, and I'm interested in data and information. And anyone who comes to me and says, look, I can offer you more information about the subject matter than you currently know, I'm willing to be open-minded and take a look. There was a time when Galileo went to the Pope and said, will you look through my telescope? And the Pope said, no, why should I look through your telescope? I know that the universe is finite and that we're the center of the universe. You see? Yeah. So how do we know when we should look through the telescope and when we shouldn't? Let's take the other point of view, Michael's point of view. If someone, back in the year 2000, when a group came to me and said, would you like to see us make a circle at night? For me, that was the litmus test of whether all of Michael's claims all the years that I've heard him make, and I believed for a long time that humans could not make them. The only way to find out art was to go out with my own eyes and see for myself. If I hadn't gone, I never would have known. And it really did change my point of view, but that's okay. We're all adults, and we can handle the truth. Both Michael and I believe that crop circles are the bones of God. I don't believe that God cares who makes his crop circles.
And for you, Michael, before we actually got you on the telephone, Dr. Hein referred to you as a fundamentalist when it comes to crop circles. And in fact, you did say that you wouldn't even be willing to watch an invitation to come out and see an intricate, very large crop circle being made. And that would seem to put you in that fundamentalist category.
It doesn't put me in that position. I've been sitting here during the break, and I've been terribly depressed by the fact that a program as important as the Art Bell Show is still sifting through the trivializations and patent falsehoods of this hoax business. I mean, it's been laid to rest. The research community now believes that the hoax thing is an interesting but trivial sideline which serves basically to reassure the frightened population. But there's been no solid evidence. And once again, I would counsel everybody to read my pieces, 2 of them, 80% proof on Swirl News website, which shows the level of integrity and discernment and scholarship which backs up these hoax claimants and hoax supporters.
But still,
they
Michael,
are fundamentally deceivers.
But well, sure they are, Michael. But why would you refuse to see a demonstration of what otherwise you couldn't possibly and don't ascribe to human beings having done? I mean, proof that they in fact can do it. You wouldn't want.
I know they can do a formation. I know this.
No, a large, intricate.
I've seen dozens.
Michael, a large, intricate formation of the type you say humans can't do, that type, a demonstration of the big, really complicated ones, Michael, if they can demonstrate that to you, why not watch?
Well, I might be persuaded to watch, but I mean, fundamentally, I make most of my judgments from the design and the geometry. I am not a ground person. I'm a design and geometry person, and normally, I have to say, I can look at a photograph and I can perceive the man-made formation essentially because they are incapable of designing a crop circle. They are capable of designing and making an imprint in the crop. But it does not have the proportion, the ingenuity, the inventiveness, the scholarship, the geometry of the real thing.
I would have believed exactly what you just said, Michael. And listen, we got to leave you at this point because the time is growing short. But I would have said exactly what you just said, Michael. Believe me, I would not have believed the hand of man could have done this. But if there is an opportunity presented to you to observe it, as a scientist, an investigator, I don't think you can say no.
Can I tell you, every single summer, a TV company comes up and pays these guys a few £1,000s to make yet another circle, and they make a circle, and then the TV company goes away and says, well, that proves it. It doesn't prove it. It doesn't actually demonstrate anything.
All right.
It simply trivializes the study.
All right, Dr. Hine, what about that?
From a statistical point of view, if you have a large enough group of man-made circles and you can see all of these things in them, the little signs and heating and bent nodes and exploded nodes and all those sorts of strange phenomena we talked about at the beginning of the show, if you can see those in enough of the man-made circles, after a while it constitutes a form of proof that unless you can demonstrate that the other formations are made in a different way, the only logical thing to conclude is that if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a duck. I mean, why make it more complicated than it has to be?
All right. Listen, Michael, thank you for being here this evening. I think you've added an important word to this, and so thank you, Michael. I'm sorry. I wish we had more time. So, Dr. Hine.
Yes.
Have you had it? I'm just asking you straight out now. Have you personally gone up on a hill or wherever you were, and have you seen somebody make a 10-acre, a complicated, precise monster, the likes of which we've all seen? Have you seen humans do that or not?
I haven't seen a 10-acre one.
Not the little ones, Doctor.
No, the one, we made one in 2001 that was 300 feet across, Art. 300 feet is pretty big. It's the size of a football field. And again, it's on the Opening Minds website. It's on the back cover of Opening Minds. We made that with beginners in 5 hours. It just seems to me a logical extension if you had 10, 20-year-olds or